Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. For those who are new here, welcome, and for the returning subscribers, welcome back. I am Rorisang Mabogoane, and this is my little corner of YouTube where we discuss everything adulting, faith, and lifestyle. So before we get started, do subscribe. That red button must turn gray. Give this video a massive thumbs up. Comment in the comment section down below about your stance and where you are at with the topic that we're tackling today. What else do these YouTube people say? Share this with everybody and anybody who may need it. And last but not least, turn on those notification bells so that you do not miss another video. So, as we all know, or as we all should know, September is National Wills Month in South Africa. And specifically from the 13th to the 17th of September, we celebrate National Wills Week, where we go out of our way to educate anybody and everybody about the importance of having a will, a valid will, drafted. And I think this is so important because statistics show that over 75% of South Africans pass away without a valid will in place. And that is so scary because we're in this panoramic, we're in this parallelogram, and so many people are losing their lives. And if so many people have not written their wills, I can only imagine the stress and the strain and the tension that some families are facing having lost a loved one without a will in place. I, for one, have experienced that firsthand because having lost my grandfather last year, he passed away without a valid will. He passed away without a will. And now my mom and her siblings have gone back and forth to the court to listen. They've been busy trying to sort out who's getting what, why, where, and why did that one get that, and you understand. So I cannot stress this enough. We don't know when our last day will be, so we have to be prepared from now. I've heard so many people saying, I don't have anything, I'm too young, wills are for old people. If you have a bank account, a savings account, and any other type of asset, you can write a will. So your will is one of the most important documents that you will ever sign, and it is a legally enforceable document that tells people, or kind of distinguishes how specifies how your earthly possessions will be distributed after you've passed away. And who can get a will? I was actually very shocked. I thought, listen, maybe once you start working, over 21. But in South Africa, you can get your will from the age of 16. As long as you are mentally capable to understand the consequences of your actions, you can get a will at the age of 16. How crazy is that? Like, had I known that I could get a will when I was 16, I wouldn't have gotten it now. I would have gotten it I don't know what 2020 what it was back when I was 16, but I would have gotten it then had I known. So I'm telling you guys now, if you are listening to this or watching this video and you are young and you have some bank account, easy equities, whatever it is, if you have some sort of asset to your name, get a will. I would definitely recommend considering to get a will. Now, I'm not a professional, so the information that I'm giving you guys now is purely from my personal experience and from the information that I have researched as well. And if you want us to continue this topic in other videos, I'm happy to do more research and educate you guys about more of the stuff. If you want me to go into more detail about the different types of will that you can write, different types of wills that you can write, different service providers, yes, I'll mention a few, but if you want me to go into all of that, if you want me to tell you guys how I did it, the documents that they required, how long it took, and all of that stuff, if you want all of that stuff, I'm happy to do another video about wills and the importance of them and how to get them done and all. But today's video is mainly just to focus on the overview and how you can get all of the stuff up and running. So, like I mentioned, you can be 16 when you get your will. You can get your will at the age of 16, as long as you are mentally capable to understand the consequences of your actions. You need to be mentally fit to understand what you're doing. And one thing that I should stress, because I mentioned assets, one thing that I should stress is that there are certain things that aren't taken into consideration when drafting your will. Things like retirement funds, things like life policies that you've nominated certain beneficiaries for, and things like trust assets. Those things aren't necessarily taken into account when drawing up your will. So yeah, just keep that in mind as well. So how can you get a will? The easiest way for me is to either go to your local bank. A lot of these banks are able to draft these wills for you. Sorry, an airplane decided to interrupt our discussion. But a lot of these banks can draft a will for you and even keep your will for safekeeping. Some workplaces, find out from your HR department, some workplaces have things in place for their employees to get their wills drafted. I went through my workplace to get my will drafted. But here is a list of other financial service providers that you can use, financial service institutions that you can use to book your consultation and get onto a call with a consultant now and get your will sorted. Guys, in this panoramic, you never know when you're going to drop dead. And God forbid, I pray for long life for all of us, but you never know. And you need to have these things in place so that your family is not sitting and stressing about these things when they should be mourning your loss, and grieving peacefully. So other places that you can go are Momentum, Discovery, One Life, Sanlam, Legal Wise, and I think the other one is called Capital Legacy. That's the one I think that my workplace uses. Capital Legacy or something like that. I'll make sure that the name is right. Anyway, and like I mentioned, we only spoke about our last will and testament in today's video. So we can also go into your living will and your digital will in future videos if you'd really love that. But before I close, I want to stress this. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he was like, I've had a will since 2015. And I was like, okay, great, but have you updated it since then? And he said no. So I want to encourage you that if you do have a will, go and amend it. Go and get it updated, because you might have had a child, you might have changed your job, you might have bought a house, you might have bought a car since then. Go and update your will, because at the end of the day, if you pass away now, they're only going to work on what is on that will, and then everything else that falls after your last update, it's still going to be a mess. You understand? So make sure that your will is updated. If you haven't, go and get that done ASAP. If you don't have a will, go and get that done ASAP. We don't know when our last days are. We are fighting a global pandemic that is taking our lives, taking the lives of our loved ones every single day. So please do get a will done. You are never too young, and it is never too soon to get your affairs in order. So with that, we've come to the end of the video. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. If you've watched till this far, subscribe. Like this video. Comment down below. Do you have a will? Do you not have a will? Do you think you're too young to get a will? Let's talk about that in the comment section. Share this with anybody and everybody. I think this is a very important topic, so do share this with anybody who needs to get their will done. Maybe this video is the reason why someone will wake up tomorrow and pick up the phone and set up a consultation with a professional to get this done. And turn on those notification bells so that you do not miss the next video and the one after that and all the ones after that. So with that, with so much love and so much light from me to you, have an amazing rest of the day and stay safe. Bye guys.